Hello, hello, hello. It's Big D here, and you know what time it is? It's time for my catch game recommendations for week 12. Before I give you my favorite week 12 catch game plays, please subscribe, like, and share the Spunky Spectrum Sports YouTube page where you can see all my content, all my videos. We've got plenty of football, we've got plenty of other videos coming. I sure hope everybody enjoyed a happy Thanksgiving and ate all the stuffing, all the turkey legs, all the pecan pumpkin pie they could ever imagine yesterday. So please check out the Big D podcast on Spotify and Apple. So as you know, throughout the year I've done catch game articles and content. Ryan telling about my favorite catch game plays every single week. And be honest, week 12 seems really interesting because I'm going to tell you a couple guys I've never thought I would use in a catch game. And I think it's time we heat up this episode with Houston. Houston. I'm picking Tyrod Taylor and my quarterback this weekend. I mean, you may think Tyrod Taylor, the Texans are bad. Yes, the Texans are bad, but the New York Jets are worse. I mean, the Jets rank last in defense, last in pass DVOA. So it's a great match for Tyrod Taylor. He's 5,300. I don't care what he does running. Joe says a runner or a passer, but having that dual threat ability matters because as Tyrod Taylor proved last week, he only threw 470 yards. But if you score a couple of touchdowns, you get 15, 20 points, and all of a sudden you pay off your salary at 5,300. Because with Tyrod Taylor's price, you're not looking for 35, 40 points. You're looking for 15, 18 points because then you can jam in all those plays. You can play Christian McCaffrey. You could play Devontae Adams. You could play Cooper Kupp. You could play Tyreek Hill or Travis Kelce if they were on this league. But I really like Tyrod Taylor. Texans have got a good chance to win back-to-back games. The Jets are bad, and I think the Texans are playing well and could easily put up a few points in this game. And now we get from the fun part to the cooking part. I think it only makes sense with Thanksgiving having come and gone, but Brandin Cooks at 5,800 is a real interesting play, not just because he's Tyrod Taylor's number one target, but because, as I mentioned earlier, the Jets are wretched on defense. Wretched. So, guess what? Tyrod Taylor, Brandin Cooks. I know people are worried about stacking and catchings, but this might be one time where you've got Tyrod and Brandin Cooks in that high 5K, low 6K range. There's always somebody getting a whole bunch of targets, a whole bunch of big plays, and we know what Cooks is capable of doing. Get the targets, and then he can take one than a house. So I think a Taylor Cook stack goes really well in catch, gives you a lot of roster flexibility with a decent amount of upside against a crappy defense. And now from Cooks to Cook. And I know what you're thinking. Is this going to be Dalvin Cook? Not necessarily. How about LA Chargers tight end Jared Cook? Yes. I understand Jared Cook might be the fourth or fifth option on a great offense. We all saw what Justin Herbert did to the Pittsburgh Steelers on Sunday night. Austin Eckler is still scoring touchdowns. Keenan Allen's a menace over the middle. Mike Williams is a big play waiting to happen. But Jared Cook is the underrated cheap value we need this week because at 3K, Jared Cook offers a lot of roster flexibility. He offers a lot of savings. And sure, is Jared Cook going to put up 20, 25 points? Probably not. But if he gets you 8, 10, 12 points, it's probably all you need. Because at 3K, the rule of thumb is you want 3 points for every $1,000 you spend. So Jared Cook puts up 11.5 DK fantasy points, you're fine. If he puts up 15 or 20, you're golden. So I think Cook, and yes, this year, Jared Cook has seen weeks where he's got at least 3 and up to 8 targets. So if Cook gets 5, 6 targets, scores a touchdown, I mean, could he go 4 for 40 and a touchdown? Not saying it's the likeliest scenario, but 4 for 40 and a touchdown's in play. And if you're cooking up the storm with Brandon Cooks and Jared Cook, you might win on Sunday. So I really like Tyrod Taylor, really like Brandon Cooks, and Jared Cook as my 3 DK cash plays this week. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.